It's about a 10-mile hike to get up, pretty arduous. A lot of people compare it to the Grand Canyon as far as how strenuous it is. Some people pack up a lot of their own stuff on their backpack, but I recommend coming up as light as possible. Most people do it in one day. Very, very few people might stop at the halfway mark at Grass Shack and camp there for the night and come up the next day, but the vast majority of people come up in one day. 10 miles, it's 5,000 feet of elevation gain. So I know I keep comparing it to the Grand Canyon, but that's my pass. So it's kind of like hiking from Cottonwood on the North Rim up to the top. It's very similar to that hike if I know a lot of people have done that. It's beautiful up here, first of all. You're in the pines, and it's a lot cooler than Tucson, anywhere from 15 to 20 or 20 degrees, depending on the season. You can swim up here. A lot of people, great bird watching if you get the right season, usually in the spring when they're kind of...
It's isolated.
It's isolated. It's the wilderness, and it's just so different than any of the other ranges, specifically because there is no road to get up here. I think it's a great challenge for people. If you make it to the top, it's just this awesome sense, that you get, like you really worked hard and you made this great goal and you achieved it. His name is Levi Howell Manning, and he was an entrepreneur. He was an awesome guy, but he was a surveyor too, so they used to call him General Manning, and I think that was part of the reason that helped him build the road up here as well. Like, he had surveyed all that before he had hired everyone to build the road up here. But he found this spot, and he decided to build a cabin in what we think probably, and I think it's actually historically documented, that there was a base here already. So they think a guy named Chamberlain actually built a small cabin where this one currently sits. And then before Chamberlain, now they're thinking that this may have been called Soldier Camp, and there were actually other small cabins at the end of the meadow. But they think Manning found Chamberlain's base and then built this cabin on it, and that was constructed in 1905. I'm not sure what his long-term goal was. I know he wanted to homestead, but I think he was very lucky. I think he was a wealthy man for being in Tucson, and this was kind of a summer getaway for his family and friends. Initially, I think that's kind of what, the reason he wanted to have the cabin up here. So he put a claim in to homestead with the Forest Service, I think in 1906, and then in 1907, Theodore Roosevelt designated National Forest Service, so they denied his claim, and he kind of got the boot.